Hello my friends, welcome to today's video. This video is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to build a portable 240 volt power station. When my sister got her 6000 XP, she mentioned it'd be really nice if there was a step-by-step, easy to follow video for new people that are setting these up. And so this video I'm making for the newbies, all the way from unboxing to powering a load. My sister has a really cool YouTube channel all about homesteading. You guys should check that out. So to start this video, before I unbox, I'm actually going to build the stand so I can put all the components on the stand as we go. There we are. How sweet is that? Now this has 135 pound capacity wheels on it. So we're good for 540 pounds of weight, which will easily handle what we're putting on it. We're just putting on 200 pounds of batteries and an inverter. So this is what I like to call stand 2.0, because this is my first stand here. And this was just built out of just a bunch of junk I had laying around, odds and ends. I just kind of threw it together real quick, start powering stuff. Now we'll start unboxing and just stacking everything in here as we go. All right, here's our first battery. These are 48-volt batteries. Wow. There's your instruction manual. That's nice. First batteries I bought were almost 2 years ago. This manual has definitely improved since then. Your cables to hook your batteries together. Communication cable. Quality control. All right, let's lift that out of there. So this is the nice thing about server rack batteries. They're easy to move around because they're only 100 pounds. I think that's why a lot of people like these server rack batteries is you've only got to deal with 100 pounds at a time. The wall mounts got a little bit better cycle rating and they are a little less money per amp hour, but they are 300 pounds. Look at that nice fit. Okay, well, we'll grab the other battery now. So I cut these little spacers out of wood and painted them to put them in here to give just a little bit of breathing space between the batteries. I don't know if you need it or not. These batteries don't get hot while you're charging them because I'm not charging them fast enough, but I thought a little airflow would be good. All right, we've got the second battery in there. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. Time for the inverter unboxing. Here we go. This is the part you got to pay attention to. Very important. Template for your mounting screws. See how well that's going to fit? It's going to be pretty cool. Here's your Wi-Fi dongle, instruction manual, battery communication cable, and this is to parallel two inverters together. I'm going to make a video where I'm going to hook both portable power stations together. So we'll need that. Figure out the best way to grab this. Just like that. Well, that seems taped up pretty well. Now we're going to go ahead and mount this right there. So these are 1-inch modified truss screws. That's what I mounted the inverter with, and I put 2 screws in each battery to secure it. Look at this. Everything is secure and nice. There's so many people that build these on hand trucks, you know, dollies and stuff like that. I think this is way better. Look at this. It looks great. It's so sturdy. It spins nice, all directions. Sturdy. I worry about on a hand truck, if you're pulling on or something like that, the whole thing tips over. You almost need to secure it to a wall. But this, no, that is awesome. Looks great. I'm really happy with it. Now we're going to get into the wiring. This will be fun. Okay, we're going to get started here. Now make sure everything is off. I'm going to turn it on, actually. There, we get powering on. Now I'm going to check the voltage. 52.1. This battery is, I believe that says 54%. Halfway charged, that's what you get when they ship them out. Now we're gonna turn it off, the breaker, which cuts the power, turn off the BMS. That turns off everything. Now we're gonna check it again. And there you go, you got 0 power. So your manual is gonna tell you to make sure everything's off and double check it with a voltmeter. We've double checked with the voltmeter and we are good to do this. Time to remove all these little screws. This is the biggest complaint I've heard about this inverter is these little teeny screws. It's so tiny. They're awesome for the rest of the inverter, but this control panel cover you got to pull off. There's a lot of people that are actually putting knobs on here. Makes it a lot easier to pull this on and off. But the reality is, you know, you shouldn't have to do this all the time. You should only have to do it once. Unless you're me, then you do it all the time because you're always changing stuff. Just wanted to show the difference in the manuals. This smaller one is the one that came with these batteries over here. Those are 1.5 years old. And this is your new manual. It's got more information in it for sure. Bigger print, a lot better manual. So when it comes to installing this stuff, refer to your manual, read it, all the safety precautions, follow those. I am not an electrician. I'm just a guy that likes power. So I'm showing you what I'm doing. This has got all the info you need. We're going to be going through some of the steps for programming, the batteries for this inverter and all that kind of stuff. We're going to start doing all the 48 volt battery connections, and then we'll do the AC connections after that. So for now, we're just this, and we'll be hooking them here. Your nuts for these are in your bag of hardware. There's your nuts. So we'll be needing these. That's where your batteries cables come in. These are really easy to pull out. You just pop those out by hand. And we've got 1.5 inches to go in here. Now I found the easiest way to get the right size of all these is I actually just took all my punch outs into Home Depot and I just matched up what I needed. So here's my cables. This inverter does not come with cables, so you're going to want to order a set of cables. Oh, that's going to make some kid happy. Oh, these are to hook to your computer. There you go, look at those beauties. Yeah, these are 3 foot. So go ahead and put this in. So you want this so the screws are facing forward. We'll go positive first, which we're going to want to hook to the top of the battery right here. I'm just snugging everything for now. Then I'm going to come back and torque everything. Everything needs to be torqued. The batteries needs to be torqued to 60 foot-pounds of pressure. Screw that on. Okay, you see what I did there? I hooked up on the top here, and the bottom here was your negative, so that the power is going across everything. If you just hook at the top, then the power's got to try to flow down. This way your batteries will balance out better. And now we're hooking the batteries to each other. Since I've only got 2 batteries, I'm just hooking them directly together like this. But if you've got a lot of batteries, you're going to want to put them in the cabinet. Signature Seller sells a really nice cabinet. They got 2 different sizes. One that holds 3 batteries and one that holds 6 batteries with bus bars down the sides. Negative. Okay, time to torque all those bad boys down. Page 15 in your manual gives you your torque specifications, 97 to 105 inch-pounds. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Right. Okay, now we'll do the batteries. For your batteries, page 13, and right there, 60 inch-pounds. Get these all snugged down now. Okay, that gets the batteries all hooked up and we're ready to start doing some AC wiring. So this is the cable I'm going to be using. This is a 10-foot RV extension cord, 50 amp. This thing's good for 12,500 watts, so rated plenty well. I'm just going to cut it and use it for both sides. I'll have links for this down in the description. I just kind of eyeballing, just kind of thinking, how long of a cord do I want? As far as the output one, it really doesn't need to be very long. I want the generator one longer so you have more room to reach stuff. I'm actually gonna plug this into that and we're gonna use that as a generator. So we'll cut it here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Toss that one. Now we're gonna need to strip this back to hook it into here, probably somewhere in there. Since these are really fine wires, I soldered the ends to make them good and solid. since I don't have any of the ferrules that you just put on there and you crimp on. So that's what I'm doing. Now we'll going to be hooking up our load side. So this one is a 1-inch opening. So use a 1-inch clamp connector. See if this fits in there. It's definitely a nice big cord. There we go, look at that. That's a nice tight fit. Okay, so you start with your ground, just like that. Gotta go into this one. Okay, so there's neutral. There we go. Then we're gonna go put the hot line 1, or leg 1, whatever you want to call it. Line 2, which is your red. Okay, that's got that all hooked up. I just got to torque these. We'll torque those real quick, and then we'll hook up our communication to the batteries. Page 16 of your manual has your torque values for the AC. Your grid, generator, and load. They're all the same, 18-inch pounds of torque. So we'll do that. All right, I'm going to cinch these down. Time to hook up battery communications. Snap. This handle's a little bit in the way. Makes it a little difficult to snap that in. That connects the battery to the battery. So now the batteries can talk to each other. And we're going to go in the top port here in the can. And that will come up here. So this one is a 3/4 inch. Battery communication right there, see? Snap that into there. Okay, put these covers on. Alright, so the inverter, everything is off. We've got this off, and we're going to program our batteries to Lux Power. Page 19 in your battery manual shows you how to program your batteries for the different inverters. So here's the protocol. With your battery off, BMS, breaker, everything is off. All these dip switches have to be all the way over to the right. And then we're going to turn on the BMS. Probably press and hold the return. There you go. Now we go down one for CAN protocol. Enter. I'm pretty sure we just need to be on the top EG4 Lux. So these batteries should already be programmed. Just back out of that. And now we can go ahead and take our dip switch over here and turn it to 1. This is battery 1. You only need to program your first battery, battery 1. Come down here to battery, our second battery. Now this one is battery 2. You set your dip switches according to what battery they are. So the inverter and everything knows what they're talking to. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go on to page 56 now. This is your inverter startup and shutdown procedure. So first we're going to ensure all circuit breakers are in the open, which is the off position. Check, 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 check. I believe the PV is off as well. So basically you're just going to make sure all your power is off, and then you're going to start powering stuff on. So we're going to begin with the batteries. And you want to start with the master in 5-second intervals. So we start with this one, and then 5 seconds. We're going to turn this one on. And then we'll turn these breakers on. Now we're going to turn on. That's our breaker putting DC current, 48 volts into the inverter. It's on now. Come over to the side of the inverter. Turn it on. There we go, we're powering up. Now, it looks like this is already set to lithium iron battery, so that should be good. Turn on the EPS output. All right, so there you go. You got a 50 amp RV style hookup. You can plug your RV right into this. But what I'm gonna do is I got this adapter. I'm gonna plug this in, and this gives me two 110 outlets. Now each one of these, altogether you've got 6,000 watts on your 220, but it's two separate legs in there, and this separates the legs. So now I've got 3,000 watts on each one of these. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on our load breaker. Now these are live. Plug in this heat gun. There you go. We are powered up. Turn that on. So that's one side, the other side. All working like it should. There you have it, up and running. I'm gonna do a separate video where I hook this in, and I'm gonna plug it into this inverter and use it as a generator to charge this. And we'll also hook it in and use this as a grid to grid tie this. And that'll be a separate video. So that is it for this. But look at that. How cool is that? That is slick as heck. That's how easy it is to make yourself a portable power station to power stuff. Yeah, plug your welder right into there, stick weld, whatever you want to do. Pretty sweet. I like having these outlets like this. This is easy. You just buy some cords, cut them. A little more complicated wiring these in, but I really like it. You just got your 220 there, and then you got your 110 here. And this is actually one leg, and this is the other leg. So 3,000 watts here, 3,000 watts there. This is actually plugged in, running the house right now. This has also got the solar hooked in. I've got 2,000 watts of solar coming into this one. But this one's been running my house for quite a long time. It's running 3 chest freezers and a fridge all the time, and whatever other things going on as we remodel. So the beauty of this kind of a system is you can throw this together, you can power your cabin, do whatever you're doing while you're building it, and then once you're done building it, then you can mount it up to the wall and put it in a permanent place and add more batteries. I'm really liking this inverter, how easy it is to set up. I mean, that was simple. With all these built-in breakers, this actually replaces an entire wall of components, as you can see with my Outback system that I've built. And how light these are, we used to have to manhandle 150-pound inverters up onto a wall. Another thing you could do here, if you didn't want to build a truss type block on the side, you could just use a piece of plywood there, make it a little simpler to build. The EG4 website has a lot of videos for programming. We're going to have more videos on programming, different ways to charge. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you all in the next video.